Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another hobby spotlight, I suppose. Look at my
Hobby
look.
spotlight.
The stuttering is already happening. The ums and ahs. Oh, jeez, I feel like Obama.
Just wait for the likes.
Ah. Yes. So this is episode two of our community spotlight when it comes to the pictures that you guys have sent me over Instagram and also YouTube and Facebook and wherever else. But keep
Mm-hmm.
sending us pictures. Keep sending us pictures because I
Every
want
day.
every day. I want more pictures from everyone. Give me your work in progresses. Give me everything. We need more people on this. Share this around. I'll probably make a post
Absolutely.
on it at some point. I will make a post on it like around this week, and then we'll do another picture drive.
Yeah, because we love seeing all of your hard work, your creativity, and your talent. Because we have some really, really cool shit to show you today, yo.
Yeah, some of the stuff that people have sent in is just amazing, and it's stuff that like I can't even do. I don't know where to start. Like, geez.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just goes to show, like, yeah, if you're an old hobbyist, you
Oh,
still
yeah, I
got
can't do that.
yeah. Yeah, it's like, don't know how to do that. If someone asked me to do that, I'm like, 50-50. I might know how to do it. Don't
You're
know.
like, you're gonna have to send me back to art school for a semester, and then okay.
All right. So shall we start with our first picture? So this is a submission sent to us by a Mr. Mike on Instagram,
Thank you, Mike.
and thank you very much. I do not know where this is from. I do not know which game system this is from. I'm completely stumped. It
No freaking idea. We were talking about this just before stream.
Yep.
Um, the closest aesthetic is it kind of reminds me of some Infinity stuff, but it's no Infinity Fig I've ever seen. That being
Yeah.
said, it is awesome.
Yeah.
I am getting mad Dune Sadakar vibes out of it, like just with the helmet shape. Um, the painting is fantastic. It looks dark, menacing, and like some sort of horrifying chem trooper from the future. That's what
Yeah.
I'm getting out of it.
The general feel I get from this miniature, it's probably from what I think there is a Mass Effect board game. I don't
Oh, is
know.
it?
I don't know. It sounds like something I might have completely made that up. It's just like,
Like
what?
dreamed it one night and be like, there should be a Mass Effect war game.
It's like, where's the Kickstarter on that? It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, where is the Kickstarter on that? Come on, Mass Effect.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. But yeah, this is a really well done model. I do like the highlights. The helmet, especially the helmet shine, is done very well. Um, very very textbook art school style of painting a rounded shiny object.
True.
Very very textbook. I can actually see the individual colors and go like boop 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 boop. Okay,
Yeah,
I can see the
yeah, yeah.
steps. So that
Yeah,
is
I'm going back. I'm going back to year one and listening to a lecture in my mind.
yep. That is like the app. If you see if you've gone to art school, like I think the first semester drawing class, you're just like, oh yeah, they'll show you like this apple and be like, okay, that's how you do
Yeah,
the
first you
shapes and
start
stuff
with
like
the
that.
perfect sphere, and then you get into a variety of irregular shapes.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was 6 months of my life.
Oh
Uh,
gosh, yeah. Oh man,
that
but
being said, I'd also like to give a shout out to a killer base. I don't know if it's custom or third party, but it brings the model together. It gives it that dark industrial future that is oh no kind of feel. Love it.
it feels like it's a zone mortalis base. It feels like it.
Yeah. Or a corridor of a spaceship.
Hmm. By the way, as per tradition, I am whiskey and some tonic water today because it is late at night for me, and
I
that's
am
why.
drinking regular coffee because it is 8 in the morning.
Yep, yep, yep. Well, it is pretty
Only
late at
for
night for
me.
me,
Only
so
for
I've got.
me. Don't judge Bill. It's 8 in the evening where he is.
It's 10. It's 10 at night.
Oh my god! Uh
It's 10 at night, so this is perfect whiskey
Alright,
time, and
so it's
also
10 in the morning for me.
yeah.
Time travel sucks, yo.
I've got my going outside jacket on and like some whiskey on, getting all fancy for you all. But moving
Nice.
on,
Nice.
moving on from that,
Moving on.
what do we
Picture
think?
the second.
What do we think Mr. Mike could do to take this model further?
Oh yeah. To take that model further,
Hmm.
it's a little hard to tell because the tip of the gun is out of focus. Um, but like a little bit of like muzzle burn on that would probably look very very nice. I don't know if it's there or not. And maybe taking the highlights on the red just a minor half stage up to help
Hmm.
them pop against that utility gray spacesuit kind of rest of the fig.
Hmm. I would suggest go darker and lighter at the same time. What I mean by that is, so on my Instagram, there are few pictures of some red makers German style 40k soldiers, and I painted that in like a very brutalist kind of style where like the darks were
Mm.
ultra dark and the highlights were very ultra white, and they were only on certain parts of the model really taking it there, so it was like, so I took a lot of inspiration from Blanchetsu, but also took a lot of like noir style artworks for that, where I really wanted that like
Yeah, yeah. No,
gritty.
I can see what you're saying. Like, rather than suggesting a light source, very much forcing a certain amount of shading light into it.
Yeah.
Not dissimilar to like I'm imagining like Sin City Frank Miller style inspiration.
Yes, yes. Or like the early Punisher comics.
Yeah. The good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that will be my suggestion for Mr. Mike. But all in
That's a
all,
better suggestion than mine.
we we all have to be right sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh man, but this is an
But yeah,
amazing
that would
model.
have taken this to a just next level space.
Yeah.
What is already on a very very high quality miniature.
Yeah. So a lot of miniatures that we get from a technical aspect are great. They're amazing,
Hmm.
but they don't have to take that further and to really take it to another level. You want character. You want a
Yeah,
style to them.
you took the words out of my mouth, man. Yeah, you want to develop your style, your voice, in the same way you would with any other visual medium.
Mm.
Um, and that's what can take like a beautiful model to like something breathtaking, something unique, something that people will never forget
And something recognizable as yours.
as your work. Yeah,
Yep, yep, yep,
well put, very well put.
yep. Thank you again to Mr. Mike, and we're moving on to the second picture, our second submission by Song Hobbying. So he's actually from my neck of the woods. He's a Singapore lad, and he
Nice.
has submitted
Oh
this
boy.
amazing Redemptor. I'm not too sure on the color scheme, but it might be Iron Hands or Raven Guard, one of the two. Either way,
With the steel fingers, I'm gonna kind of guess Iron Hands, but you're right. It is up in the air. It is one of the two boys in black from the Loyalist Legions.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
the formal Marines.
Yeah, the four memories. So, what do we think of this, Mr. Marley?
I'm thinking that is a very rich black that is very well applied.
Hmm.
I like how it naturally catches the light without looking either overly highlighted or overly gray, even though grays are clearly being used in there to help with that effect.
Yeah, there's some
Um,
very, very fine edge highlighting I can spot as well.
yeah. But it's not distracting. A lot of the time, edge highlighting can become the focal point,
Hmm.
and then you get into that kind of cartoony highlighting with on black, which doesn't look bad, but
Yeah.
isn't necessarily what this effect is going for.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes.
I appreciate the overheat on the barrel. I personally think he maybe went a little further with it than I would have.
All right. All right.
Yep. But the gradient is great. That yellow is really well done. And I recently did a bunch of work on some Titans that have a similar gradient on their leg armor.
Yep. Yes,
And
you
I can
did.
tell you, getting that yellow is a feat. So hats off to you, sir.
I mean, I just airbrushed like I think it's like 20. Yeah, like 20 Imperial First Boys today. Oh man. Oh man. Oh
Oh,
man.
oh, oh,
The
darn.
yellow. There's still more of them as well. There's still more of them as well. Oh gosh. So,
Yeah, and you'll find like because you got all the base coat down, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, next you got to do the ink, and then you're gonna be spraying them one more time with a little bit brighter, and it's gonna make you want to punch stuff in the dick.
yeah. I might not be doing that. I might just go darker because the yellow I've chosen is actually a
Okay.
little bit. It's a little bit more on the green side of yellow, where it's like real bright.
Yeah.
So I've gone a few steps forward with the yellow and just gone like yeah. But either way, we're not talking about my hobbying. We're talking about
Anyway, we're
Mr.
not
Song.
talking about our
Hey,
yellow. We're talking
hey, hey.
about this yellow,
Yeah,
orange, red, and beautiful black.
yeah. So things I like about it, it's a very clean. It's a very clean paint job. I can
Super
see the edge
clean.
highlights on
Yeah,
it.
like you could eat off those armor panels. They're so
Yeah,
clean.
they're like factory metal, like Forge World fresh. Forge
That's
World
awesome.
fresh.
Forge
That's
World
a
Fresh.
eat fresh. Yeah. So really well done song. You should be proud of this model, and I commend you.
Yeah, absolutely. Every bit is done with quite a bit of technical expertise. The overall piece is brilliant.
Mm.
My personal preference is on a little less hot aside. It looks freaking awesome, dude. So big up to the Imperium there song. Well done, well done.
Yes. All right, part two of the segment. What do we think that song could do to take this model further?
I have two things. One
All
I've
right.
already mentioned, so I won't mention it again.
All right.
Two, some degree of interior lighting coming from the sarcophagus's slit,
All right. All right.
I think would have just brought it a little more to life.
All
Like
right.
not object source lighting, not glowing out of the slit necessarily, but just like an interior light in there. Um, I would have gone for a green, but I think like military interior lighting red would have worked just as well.
All right, all right,
Otherwise, no notes.
all right. So my
I will
suggestion,
also note the base is awesome. The fact that he kept that monochrome with the rest of the composition, I
hmm,
think works for the model overall. Anyway, back to part two.
yes. My suggestion to take this model further to Mr. Song would be weathering. I want to see weathering. I want to see chipping effects. I want to see bullet holes in this thing. I want to see dirt. I want to see streaking grime. I want to see rust on this thing. I want to see this thing beat up
Like
because
it's been through the shed.
like
Okay, I
it's
can see where
been
you're
through
coming
some
from.
battle, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I am always a very big proponent of weathering, especially when it comes to ultra bright lighting effects like that. Because it is such a stark contrast, it really, really, really pops on the model. Like if you could imagine if this dreadnought had that amount of weathering on it, and then the two Gatling guns were that bright. Like this thing would be glowing
Okay,
on the
yeah.
table. This thing would be glowing on the table.
Yeah, and looked like it just shot its way through like a mosh pit of gene stealer cultists.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is a fair point. Um, my counter argument is I really like how clean he did this.
Hmm.
Like just personal aesthetics, I think it looks really really nice with that Forge World Fresh, like we were talking about.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But I can see where some weathering would bring this not necessarily to a next level, but to a different level.
Yeah. So my thing is that even if you don't take it as far as what I've suggested, just a little bit of weathering, especially on the joints and especially on
Yeah,
the
like
recessed
a
areas.
little bit of like oil streak in there for like the hydraulics to get work and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely see what you're saying. Not saying
Yes,
you're wrong. Just saying
something
I like
to
what I see.
something to add a bit more depth and to tell a bit more of a story. Because
Yeah, very valid.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
valid.
I don't know. I don't know. That's just my suggestion. Whenever I see such a
Yeah, yeah,
clean
and
model, I'm like,
likewise. Like
whenever I see such a clean model, I'm like, throw dirt at it.
throw dirt at it, roll around in the mud a bit, have a good time.
Yeah. But yeah, very well done song. Very well done. And let
Stellar
us,
work all around.
yes. So let's move on to our third submission by Warhammer Paints on Instagram. Uh,
Sup Warhammer Paints.
yes. Submitted a Silent King. Very, very box art.
Very nice.
Very box art.
Very,
So,
mostly very box art.
like, he or
The
she,
object source lighting is certainly a little more extreme, coming off that bound Satan shard. Um,
is it?
and the the plinths, obelisks, and throne are a little more into the turquoise blue than into the blue black.
I, yeah, like, one thing that has changed is that this model is very, very bright.
Yeah, he bring the
Very,
brightness.
he's brought the brightness. It is exactly what you'd expect from the box art of a Games Workshop magazine. There are highlights on top of highlights
On top of highlights.
on
Yeah,
top
I
of
just zoomed
highlights.
the as much in as I can. And yeah, that is a lot of work, my friend.
Yeah,
That's solid. Loving the cape. Loving the
yeah.
cape.
Also loving the cape as well. That's some serious web blending work just over there on the cape.
Yeah, like mad serious wet blending.
Yeah, even if
Color
you,
palette choice um is beautiful. It's very comic booky.
mm-mm. I wouldn't say
Like
comic booky.
or illustrative as opposed to
Yeah,
like hyper real.
yeah. I would say from a textbook technical aspect, this model is stunning. Every single nook and cranny is highlighted. Every blade has a glow effect. Every area,
Yeah,
every orb has a glow effect. Even the ribs,
yeah.
the gaps in the ribs on the chest pieces on the Sonic King have a glow effect. It's like details after
Sweet
details
donkey
after
Jesus. Yeah.
details. And like I can even see like orbs on the plinth on like the two advisors that have like object source lighting. Just a tiny bit of that.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. Um
So like yeah,
Said it
it's
before, saying it again.
so this would be like
So
in the category of some of the things where I'm like, hats off to you, my friend. Hats off to you. Very well done. Very well done.
yeah, I cannot do that. Like, if you gave me 1,000 monkeys on 1,000 paintbrushes to paint for 1,000 years, wouldn't have pulled that off.
No. It takes a particular person for that eye and for detail and to continuously just add on more and more and more.
And be able to see the composition before it comes into reality,
Hmm.
as opposed to building it
Yep.
uh, from like one process up, which is a lot of the way how I work.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Um, yeah.
But bam. Oh, okay, that was weird. OBS just crashed. Just did a complete crash, and my computer almost crashed. It was like really confusing. It was like, oh, critical crash. It's like, oh, okay, that's not good.
Absolutely. I was stuck looking at Bill's face like this for about 5 minutes.
Dang it, Warhammer Paint! Your paint job was so good, it crashed my computer.
It busted the whole damn internet.
It
So,
busted the whole dang show. Congrats, man. Congrats. All right, now we're gonna. Okay, part two. Let's go to part two of this submission, which is gonna be one of the hardest ones.
it's like, what would we do different?
What would we do different? What could he do to take this further?
Nope.
I've got one.
Like anything I would change so much of the composition. It would require changing a lot. Like, the illustrative style of the paint job, the fact that it looks like it's jumping off the cover of a Marvel comic book, the intricacy of the highlighting, the choice of palette. I can't change anything without making the existing piece worse without changing a lot of stuff as far as suggestions on color, because I'm certainly not going to critique technique. That would
Hmm.
be flying too close to the goddamn sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about yourself, Bill?
I
Like, can
would
you think of
suggest.
anything?
I would suggest. Um, on the feet of the advisors and of the. We're getting to real nitpicky here, but
Oh
I
yeah, like
feel
I have to get like this close to my screen to see what he's freaking talking about.
so. I think that there isn't much differentiation between the people on the actual throne and the people. If you get my drift. There is so much
Yeah.
going on that the three central models are kind of just lost in the throne, and they almost look like they're part of it, which is good in its own way. But
Yeah, and definitely fits the theming and kind of narrative that the piece is putting forward for sure. But I see what you mean, like taking a slightly more drastic color choice with like the necrodermis, perhaps would
I
have
wouldn't
made
do
them
that. I
pop.
wouldn't even do that. I would just say I would like to see some more extreme shadows on the bottom of their feet, on the plates.
Um,
Just so it's like, because the whole model is so bright and there's so much detail, just that dark spots, those three dark spots where there's like an absence of nothing,
would
would,
differentiate those individuals within the overall piece and make them look
yeah,
like they're standing on it rather than a part of it. I am
yes,
picking up what you're putting down, my man.
yes. It's such a small thing, but on a model like this, it could add so much.
Yeah, mountains and heaps.
So what I think that he has done is that he has sub-assembled this model, and
Oh,
the
you, pardon, you would have to. There is
yeah,
no way you're getting in those nooks and crannies if you glued those bad boys down first.
yeah, yeah. So he's sub-assembled the model, and he's painted everything up. He's highlighted it up, and he's glued the three on, and then he's left it.
I will say that is the tiniest of nits in which to pick, but you found it, my friend. Because otherwise, yeah, I'm still blown
Otherwise,
away by that cloak, man. Like
yeah,
it looks like it's moving. It's like achieving the same effect as like Michelangelo's Pieta, where the body of Jesus appears to breathe, even though it's made of marble.
yeah, like,
So that's about
jeez,
the best compliment I can give to a 28 millimeter miniature. Well
yeah,
done. You did a
very well
Pieta.
done. Very, very well done, my friend. Very, very well done. Oh, jeez. Let's. Ooh, really putting
Moving
shade on
right
us there.
along.
Putting some shade on us right there, man. All right, let's go on to our fourth submission. If there we go.
There
Submitted
it
by
is. One.
Legion911 from Instagram. So this is his own homebrew renegade warband. I believe they are the Sons of the Dragon, I think.
Sons of the Dragon. Oh, those are tight.
Yeah.
Um,
Oops.
bold color choices. Kind of like we are talking the opposite to what we just looked at as far
Yeah.
as stylistic choices, aesthetics, and techniques. But this looks damn good. Like this is that cartoon highlighting, that brighter than bright, with deep, deep contrast.
I I I love this warband just because it is so nostalgic in a very weird way, where the
Yeah,
colors, the
like
techniques,
yeah,
and
the mid '90s to early 2000s during the red period, where everything was
yeah,
just like vibrant colors, not afraid to like really pop, and
yeah,
give that sense of epic fantasy as opposed to realism or illustrative style or grimdark. Like it's a
yeah,
very different feeling, and it is a good feeling.
yeah. It gives me so much nostalgia to see this warband, where it almost feels like this is like coming from like
fire on his
It,
little flamer. I love it.
yeah, yeah. It's like it feels like this is like a blast from the past, like an old white dwarf, so like just image, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is good.
Um,
This is
and I love
good.
how every miniature oozes with personality.
Yep, 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 yep. I really like the theme you've gone with here. It's and I really like the color scheme you've gone with here. Like it feels to me a lot like that new that new Dracula movie with I can't remember the actor's name. Um,
Oh, I missed a
the guy
Dracula movie? That's
the
not
the
like me.
it was a fairly new one, which is new isn't like it was in the last couple of years, but it was the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. He was playing Vlad Tepes. He was playing Vlad, and essentially he had like a leather armor piece that was black and red and looks a lot like this.
Oh, it's
Looks a lot
this
like this.
kind of like where the highlights are red, but the undertone is black.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Viewers, if you remember the name of this movie, please comment below and let us know so I can watch it.
Yes. Molly needs to watch it.
Um, what I like is because I'm a word bearers player. I've got a pretty extensive 30k word bearers army. I'm a big fan of the Sons of Lorgar, and what I like is this is their color scheme backwards. This is
Yes.
red lining on black armor, and it looks so nice.
Yep. 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 I might actually steal. I might steal this.
Oh yeah, for our secret project coming up.
Hmm. I might steal this. You never know. Never know. We'll see how it goes. I'll do some experiments. But this is a very, very good, very, very good warband. I love how it looks as a group. I love how they have
Yep.
so much personality individually. I love the sense of nostalgia I get from this. I love the sense of like, hey, this isn't like something super ultra intimidating. This is something like just
Realm of chaos, lost in the dam, balls to the wall,
well,
gribbly
well,
goodness.
well, not that, but the way this makes me feel as a hobbyist is that like this is this is a project that has had so much like like thought and effort put into it. It isn't
Yeah,
just like a technical piece. It is something that
no,
someone is
like you
passionate
can
about.
tell everything from the conversion to the paint job was done with a lot of care, a lot of forethought,
Yeah.
um, and although they're cohesive, there is a lot of attention being paid to the individual character of each model involved. So, right on, my man. This is killer work.
Oof. Getting down that to almost
Legion
like
911 starting a fire.
yeah. All right. Part two of this. What do we think he could do to take this further? Getting.
I'm going to be a little nitpicky.
Mm,
Um, because overall, I think this is a massive achievement, as we both gushed, like,
yeah.
you know, schoolgirls at prom.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Um, I think the red on some of the armor could have been taken up just a teeny bit more as an edge highlight and just made them pop just
Hmm.
that little bit further than they already do. Because I'm loving everything about it, but I think that would have just um, it's like fine lining around an illustration, right?
Hmm.
And just that last inking step,
All right. All right.
and that would have just made everything
All
just
right.
that tiny bit more. That's my input.
All right.
Um, and more contrast in the eye lenses.
All right, all right. I can agree with that. Yeah, I can agree with that. So my input on this is that don't change anything because I think that if you put any more highlights on this, it'll look more orange than red because reds are one of those really iffy highlight colors where
It
like
is really tricky to pull
yeah to
and pull
get
it
that
off
kind of
without
like
going
orange or yellow or
or
pink.
pink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pink's usually the one that people fall in the trap of. So my thing is that like you've gone for a style that is classic 80s and 90s. I think
Yeah, man.
roll with that. Goblin green base rims. Goblin green base rims.
Green them rims.
Goblin green
Yeah,
base
I'll agree
rims.
with you there, because then the nostalgia factor would give me a stroke.
Yeah. So that's the thing with us, Molly. Like, we've been gushing over like some really, really, really hardcore technical work. But
Very much so.
the submission that has us like, gushing the most is one that has the character, the style, the pizzazz,
Yeah,
you could
the
say.
one that pulls on our old man gamer heartstrings.
Yep, 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 yep.
Yeah,
Yep, yep, yep. Thank you very much, Legion 911. That is an amazing
yeah.
job.
Thank you so much. You've brightened my day, just like you brightened that orange.
Yep, exactly. We're going to move on to our last submission for today,
And
which I,
holy
I
shit!
accidentally moved it along. So some of you might have seen it. It was a quick, like, 1 second thing, but let's go. And, oh, what's happening? Come on. Do it. Yes, okay. Submission by Dream Factory Studio over
Motherfucker
Instagram.
makes dreams. Look at
This,
that.
yeah, this is a model from the Cthulhu board game, I believe. Massive, massive model, and he or she, I actually do not know. Um,
We'll use the non-gendered they. That way, we're
hmm,
right.
they have painted this in a neon kind of like postmodern kind of
Yeah,
like
like
gritty like
80s, like
yeah
action movie poster,
yeah
um, like just madness.
yeah
And
yeah
like the source lighting is unreal. It's so Cthulhu. It is like looking at the color out of space. I
yeah
can't quite describe it. It's slowly eroding my concept of sanity, and I love it.
yeah. So this is what we mean by like this model has a lot of aspects to it where you can see there's a lot of technical excellence, which by the book, where
Yeah,
you can study this model and go like, okay, these are the color combinations, these are the steps, blah 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 blah, and
yeah.
you can
This is how this
prescribe
palette was
people.
achieved. These are the physical techniques that were used to get this smoothness of paint. This is the type of paint, like all that stuff. Like, yeah, that you could write a paper on this goddamn thing.
Yeah, but you combine that with a style, with a theme that
Like even that
really
kind of like
sets
spray paint background, like
yeah that
it all
sets it
works.
apart. Yeah, that sets it apart from everything else is that's when you truly get models that are something else. That is something else.
The
Like
gradient on those tentacles, like that is
if you can see
five
how
colors,
the
five
tentacles
goddamn
change.
colors.
Like there's a very definitive like halfway point where like I don't know if
Yeah,
it's the
where the
lighting of the
tentacles
picture.
dip under the shadow of the body.
Yeah, it's so weird because there's like an artificial spotlight on this model where like there's half the body, that is like of a different palette, and the other half another palette, where it seems like there's like a spotlight on this model. I don't think there is actually a spotlight on this model. I think that is just the effect that was given.
Yeah, and can easily be explained by it's Cthulhu, it should not be.
Yeah. Well, I would just say like this is a noir crime drama, and Cthulhu is in the spotlight of the police, and they're like, freeze! Like that classic, like freeze, sucker.
Freeze,
But
sucker! Oh my god. Now I want to make a movie called Cthulhu Cop.
oh man, but this is
Oh,
some.
and like the way it goes down into those warm, natural tones for the base of it starts in the toes, almost like the color of the feet is bleeding into the earth as opposed to the
Hmm.
other way around.
Yep, yep, yep,
Like
yep.
fucking shit, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. That is. Ooh, Daddy's next level stuff.
That's
That
the
is
spiciest meatball I've ever done seen.
the spiciest meatball. Yes. That's some good painting there. Good painting
Yeah,
there. Dream Factory
that
Studio.
that there be some good painting, says I.
Yeah. All right, this is gonna be difficult. Part two. What do we think we could suggest to Mr. Dream Factory Studio to take this model further?
Be less good so I don't feel bad about my art. Um,
Hmm.
mm, uh, I'm gonna have to say, as no notes, anything I would change would make it worse.
Hmm.
No notes.
Hmm. I'm thinking. I don't know.
I'm trying,
I'm
but
trying as
like anything,
well.
I'm like, well, it could be a little more. No, no, that wouldn't work because then I change the whole effect of this glorious, mind altering creature. Dream
Hmm.
Factory. Where you been all my life? How
yeah.
you doing?
Hmm.
You can put the Jeopardy music on while we're trying to think of something.
I don't know. Okay. For me, right? Okay. For me, if I was to really, really nitpick, and I was like a judge in
Like
Golden Demon.
nano fucking microscope and like those little tweezers they use for like cellular crazy doctor crap.
Hmm.
What's your nitpick?
My nitpick is, I would say the wings are a little bit off. They're a little bit underwhelming compared to the rest of the model. They don't scream like anything. They kind of just are there, and especially the tips of the
Yeah,
wings, where it's like that
I'm
kind of.
zooming in super close. I'm trying to see what you're talking about. Um
And
I
like
think that it's more the angle than anything else.
maybe.
Because what I can see, especially on the stage right wing,
Mm,
is the gradient is continuing in the same vein as the shoulders and then coming up to a slightly brighter blue that matches the tentacle. On stage left, it doesn't look quite that crisp and clean, but also the angle of it makes it impossible to see what's going on there.
So I
So I'm
would.
going to say blurry Sasquatch.
I am going to say, on my angle, from the angle that he has shown us, I'm looking at that, and the gradient to purple to blue isn't there. and the
All right.
yellow and the edge of the yellow going on to the natural color is more green than yellow. I don't know if it's a different effect.
Yes.
It's definitely more green than yellow.
Yes. Although we
And
can't see the whole picture.
yeah, we can't see the whole picture. And the top of the wings, I would feel like because they're in the same vein as the head, they're in the like same like surface area as the head, that they should be as bright as the head in terms of highlights as well.
Absolutely.
Which I feel they are not. I feel they're not. But again, that is me just very nitpicking.
And
Very,
and
very.
I'm gonna say you are reaching like Mr. Fantastic to find that nit.
I don't know. I don't know.
But I let's say Dream Studio, if you're listening out there, send us a picture of it from profile so we
Yeah.
can get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, so we can CSI this guy.
Yeah, yeah. There's gonna be like lasers and lab coats, and every time I put on my sunglasses, it's gonna go. Oh.
Censored for copyright reasons, but yes.
Oh.
Oh man, like yeah, I'm really reaching there. So if I was a judge, a panel of judges on Golden Demon, I'd be the asshole judge to go, well, I don't think this is perfect.
It's like perfection is technically unattainable by the hand of man. However,
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, and on that bombshell, it is
yeah, on
time.
that gobsmackingly good piece.
It is time to end our community spotlight for this Wednesday. Uh, Thank you very much, everybody that has sent
Thank you
over
so much,
a
everyone.
submission, a submission over Instagram, over Facebook, over all the social medias. You can even send them to me on YouTube Messenger.
YouTube Messenger, it exists.
That exists, and the response has been utterly amazing, and we hope that we can
Absolutely.
continue to do this segment with all of your support and keep sending those images. Keep sending those images. We take
Yep.
all
And we'll
kinds.
keep letting you know how we feel about them and our critiques for what they're worth, and more importantly, showcase a wide variety of incredibly talented artists in our community that we are blessed to be a part of. So thank you guys. We're just the two old dudes talking. You're the stars of the show here.
Yeah, this is really giving back to the community for supporting us and going like, hey, we want to see what you are all doing. We want to see like the work that you've been doing, and I think that it goes underappreciated for too long. Like,
Yeah. So mad props and big ups to y'all. We'll see you next Wednesday for more pretty pictures and more funny words.
yep, yep. Do not forget to click that like button, hit that bell icon, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, give us feedback, send us your images, and you will be featured on an episode of Community Spotlight.
Community spotlight.
Yeah! Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.
Yeah, we'll see y'all later. Bye.